Indigenous, Black and racialised communities are the ones hardest hit by the climate crisis.
The school strike for climate has been one of the most significant movements in Australia in the past 5 years. And those strikes have continued from under the coalition government to under the new Labor government.
The offshore wind in Newcastle is obviously a pretty big deal for the youth because a lot of our youth are involved in sunset industries. In Newcastle, it's coal country. I mean, we're pretty heavily reliant on coal, and this is an opportunity for us to get ahead of the curve and pivot and set up sustainable jobs for the future.
Renewables, particularly offshore wind, are a critical area of jobs growth, and wharfies and maritime workers have an interest in fighting for those jobs, making sure they're good unionised jobs.
We address you at today's community gathering in support of the Hunter offshore wind project.
It's good to see, a whole fleet of vessels running out of Newcastle and ports all around the country. It provides an opportunity for not only seafarers but plenty of other workers in the whole region have good sustainable jobs and the ability to transition away from that coal.
The mighty Maritime Union of Australia.
Youth have been involved in the consultation process and voiced our opinion on what the future should look like.
And they go, well, it's better than a coal mine. Oh, it's absolute crap.
But the usual players, the One Nations, the reactionary sort of parties, starting to peddle the untruths, the myths. They run those sort of scare campaigns.
To kill wedge-tails, hawks, kites.
We'd just like to welcome you once again to the MUA Jobs Embassy.
We were down at Canberra to campaign so that we spoke to those politicians and they got the chance to speak to real seafarers and caterers and stewards. They got to hear those real stories.
This is who we're talking about.
And given the trajectory we're on, I think it's paying dividends.
Elected to Parliament, it's the ultimate height of public service.
The MUA has a very proud history of standing with Palestine. In 2017, I went to the West Bank as a delegate for the MUA, and I spoke at the ITF Conference of Arab Transport Workers in Tunisia, and the support for Palestine there was overwhelming and so inspiring. We have to get behind this cause.
I'm here today to show our solidarity to the Palestinian struggle and to extend anything we can offer to bring an end to this horror.
We sent fighters across to Hawaii. A whole bunch of wharfies, longshoremen jumped in the ring and punched the shit out of each other, but for a good cause. That's what international solidarity can look like. It doesn't always have to be traditional sort of routes. It was a really good thing for the youth.
And the youth, they pretty much gravitate to it probably better because that's what they enjoy doing, that's what they like to do. And it also gives them an opportunity to see another side of what it means to be part of a union, and that's international solidarity and what it's like to be in the fight.
And that's what it's all about, this charity event. They shake hands straight after the match. One hell of a fight there to open up the card, the first of 11 down.
When you say they're doing cabotage, they like that.
Thank you, Captain.
The one that's going between Gladstone and KT. Some of the youth put their hand up to become volunteer ship inspectors around the country. And then when it came to the Nowhere to Hide campaign, seeing those volunteers go up with the assistance of the ITF and the inspectors, they got to see what can be recouped, the amount of work that goes into making sure that these foreign seafarers are properly looked after. So it's a credit to the youth for running the ball up on that.
Yes, thank you, brother.
We've seen Delegate 1 and 2, HSR training being rolled out in individual branches. We've had great support from everyone. But this has been really targeted and aimed towards the youth. We've seen some young members come back and resharpen their skills, but we've also seen a lot come through for the first time.
Eventually be a positive thing for all workers.
Yeah, definitely positive for all workers.
They're what's going to drive the union going forward in the future.
You're not allowed to do it.